Speaking of rebuilding influence, let's talk about the Catholic Church. Christianity is witnessing a decline in the West and the Pope is worried. So he has embarked on a new spiritual journey, this time to curry favour with Gen Z, or those born between 1997 and 2012. After releasing a digital rosary and a Gen Z documentary, now the Vatican has launched an anime Mascot, specially for the young. But will all of this work? Here is a report.
If you were to visit Rome right now, this is what you would see. Construction walls and scaffolding surrounding landmarks. Workers are racing to spruce up Rome and mainly the Vatican, which is the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and home to the Pope. This Christmas Eve, the Vatican is expecting hundreds of thousands of pilgrims for the Jubilee festival. This is a rare Catholic tradition. It's celebrated every 25 years. And amid the preparation, Luce has become the top priority. Wearing an outfit that represents the Vatican flag, with a bright yellow jacket, muddied boots and a rosary. This is the Vatican's official mascot for the Jubilee. Luce, which translates to light from Italian, has been designed by a Japanese-inspired lifestyle brand in Italy. It looks a lot like an anime character. And this is on purpose, because, believe it or not, the Vatican wants to curry favour with Gen Z, or those born between 1997 and 2012. According to the Vatican's chief organizer of the Jubilee, the doll is inspired by the Church's desire to live even within the pop culture so beloved by our youth. What a boomer way to put it. But we get the sentiment. For years, the Church has warned that Christianity is dying in the West. In Europe, mammoth Gothic cathedrals have empty pews. Shuttered church buildings are increasingly being converted into nightclubs and skate parks. Europe's Christian population is expected to drop by about 100 million people, falling from 553 million in 2010 to 454 million in 2050. And experts say that the American church is poised to follow. US church membership has fallen below 50%. About 64% Americans call themselves Christian today. It may sound like a lot, but 50 years ago, that number stood at 90%. It's expected that by 2070, Christians may no longer form the majority in the United States. But now, Christianity wants to re-establish its dominance. And how else but by bringing young people into the fold? An important part of this is what's being called the yassification of Pope, ever since the Pope's AI-generated street-style images went viral. But beyond that, 87-year-old Pope Francis has become trendy with the youth. The Pope has repeatedly said he wants to hear the doubts and criticisms of young people. Last year, he made a Disney documentary about it, where he talked to Gen Z about the Church's stance on queer issues, abortion, clergy abuse and feminism. In the past year, the Pope has also approved blessings for same-sex couples. He's called for greater roles for women in the Church, been outspoken on climate change and artificial intelligence. Plus, he has launched an e-rosary for Gen Z, which is an app-driven digital rosary. Now, critical issues aside, apps are like candy for Gen Z and the Pope knows it. But will these steps attract the young? So far, Gen Z has remained on the fence. While the Pope may sometimes strike the right chord, Gen Z thinks it's sus. So there's still a long way to go. Amid greater calls for gender equality in the Church, inclusion of LGBTQ people, and a cascade of sex abuse scandals, the Vatican needs much more than an anime mascot cheering it on to win over Gen Z.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.